That was not a smooth transition, but hey, we're live. That's the mood today. That is the mood today.
Oh,
Sometimes you need it, girl. I got my click clack bag. God damn it, Noir.
Thank
Yes.
you all for having me, and I'm glad I was on before Bria because there's no way to follow her, so it's good.
garlic smells and tastes like ass. Well, you show me an ass that tastes like garlic, and I'm gonna find myself a new partner.
No.
Summer of Abria.
You could make someone cry over like Romeo and Juliet, or I could make them cry with a story about a werewolf giving a blowjob. And if I could do that, that's a trick to pull off.
Today, your PSA is that when you watch streamers, content creators, YouTubers, influencers, you do not actually know them. You may know their name, you may know facts about them, you do not know them. This is your PSA, do not be overfamiliar. Thank you and have a good day.
And that's kind of why, I'm trying to be as unapologetic as possible, is because I'm trying to be the person that I needed back when I was growing up.
A new IP comes out that's perfect for you, right? But in order for this to exist, we have to get rid of another IP. And whichever IP you replace it with, that's how big it gets.
Star Wars. Bye.
I'll tell you one motherfucking thing. If you're in Australia, go fuck yourself. Australia. Yeah, that's right. I'm picking a fight with the entire goddamn continent of Australia.
So,
go fuck yourself,
tune
mate.
in for October 24th, our show where we have Wasabate, who is in fact Australian, and has promised us one authentic good day.
You know what? If your name is Liam O'Brien, go fuck yourself too. It's hands for you on sight, Caleb.
Damn.
So what do you want to do about it? Do you want to play this game with me? Or do you want to forfeit? I don't really think you can keep up with me, but I'd love to see you try. Darling.
Hey, Brooke Anita!
My co-host has been murdered.
You just gotta lie a lot and have one solid apology at the end, and that is the secret to Young Justice working every time.
I feel like that is a Thieves Guild's mantra. Lie longer, lie better. Papa John's.
Anita quite literally said, Noir knows him. And I was like, cosign. All right, welcome aboard. I was like, that is enough for me. Noir knows and likes this person.
Well, we can always make a Respect Women Juice flask, so you can have it wherever you go.
I'm already working on putting it on a mug.
Excellent. Next, you need shot glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Just take a quick
Glassware.
shot of Respect Women juice. Yeah.
Huh? Where am I?
We're going into the that guy segment. Did you just black out for a little bit?
I was so busy fighting that everything just went red for a second.
You cannot do what I do, like at all. But
Right.
I can't do what you do. And no one can tell your story. No one can sing your song but you.
I always realized Critical Misses. It's just like, it's a film focused channel and the critical, okay, haha. And then I was like, wait a second. When you roll a 1, that's a critical miss. It
Just get the pun?
level. Yes,
Just get the pun.
got the pun. I just got the pun.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of Morning Ritual, our TTRPG talk show. We are short one, the Noir Enigma, today. They're just getting a little bit extra rest if they wanted to sleep in. And you know what? Dang it, we're going to let them. I am one of your hosts, Anita. My pronouns are she, they. And over here, we've got our amazing guest here. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh my God, it's so early. How are you awake? My name is Chad. I'm a bird, and I'm in a box. Hello. That's it. That's my answer. Did I get it right?
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Sweet.
So, Chad, you are a avian op-ed columnist. You perform at the Green Mill Lounge in Chicago, which is not too far from where we hang our hats here on the show. But yeah, tell us a little bit about what you do and like your connections to like TTRPG adjacent stuff, because I know you've done a couple games.
I have done a couple of games. So first off, like what I do in Chicago essentially is that people send well, the person who runs the shows send me a topic, and then I've got 24 hours to write about the topic, like an op-ed column. And for some reason, I keep getting work and I assume it's because I'm a bird, and therefore am perched above most of what you all do. So like I got like a bird's eye view. That's not a joke.
No,
that's actually what it is.
It is.
It seems like it should be a joke though. Like if I'm like I got a bird's eye view, someone's gonna go whomp. I'm gonna go, no, dude, that's what's going on. Anyway, yeah. So I do that. I have opinions. People pay me for my opinions, so I'm an opinionated bird. It's so nice out.
It's
if you're not in Chicago right now, this is major deal. We don't usually get this very often, and when we do, it's like stop work, everybody go outside. So at least we got that going for us. But you're in the general Chicago vicinity, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Have you been by the Green Mill before to see the show?
Have not. I was hoping to go tonight, but we actually have another engagement over at the. We're heading to. Crumbs. Where are we going? We're going to the Newport Theater tonight because we got a couple friends. We got a couple friends that are doing a burlesque show there tonight.
Yeah. I've been to the Newport before. That's where I did one of the D&D shows that I did.
Yeah, that was back in January, right?
Right. That one was called because there was Thirst for Adventure, which I did, and then there was our PG-RPG. PG-RPG?
RPG-13.
RPG-13! We did it!
We got there, friends.
Everybody. All right. Good night, everybody. This has been great.
Yeah,
anyway,
I'm cutting the stream now.
I know it was short, but there's no more to say. We nailed it. I did RPG-13.
So what's your... No, go ahead.
No, you're the host.
Oh, I was just going to ask you
I
what...
shouldn't interrupt you.
You're fine. What's your character main? What D&D character class do you usually go to?
I've got two. One is a bard named Rad Luxlavish. He's half elf. And the other one's name is Ramrod Englewood. He's a minotaur with like beast abilities and also pro wrestler.
I love that.
Disgraced pro wrestler because he killed a dude. It's a very dramatic story. He's on the run, but he didn't mean to do it. It's like Roadhouse if it was a minotaur.
I just watched the new Roadhouse. That was actually a pretty good movie, surprisingly.
Yeah, it looks fun. I haven't checked it out yet.
You should probably check it out after the show.
I'm looking in the chat. Is that Jesterina in the chat? Hello. Jesterina is a friend of mine.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They are going through it right now, so it's good to have you here. Hello. Purely mythical, everyone's saying. Oh. You've never seen me and Noir in the same room at the same time.
Yeah. Everyone's the theory now is that Noir is actually Chad the Bird.
I mean, I see the resemblance. But it's good to see everyone.
Well, you you had your game at the Newport Theater, RPG-13. And you do a couple other live plays around the city as well. Tell me a little bit about those games.
So the other one that we've been doing is called Thirst for Adventure over at the Lincoln Lodge. Yeah. And what these guys do, Herbart brings in a bunch of comedians and just general people around town. and we do it's like you're just playing D&D straight. Like RPG 13 is more like a game show with D&D. Like you're doing an improv set with a dice, which I thought was kind of interesting because like we're gonna, instead of like getting crowd stuff, you roll dice to see what the show's gonna be and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And Thirst for Adventure is just straight D&D, but with comedians, and they have a bunch of stuff set up. So it's like they have a bunch of NPCs, which apparently I'm gonna get to be one soon, which I'm very excited. I've never been one. And Then there's like a table of NPCs, and then you have a table in the middle with the comedians, and they're all on a mission. And you have your DM, and everybody rolls. It's like you're watching people play D&D, but they have a bunch of stuff set up to like make it a performance.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like
that's the
that.
best way I can describe it. Yeah, it's like you're watching a performed D&D.
Lincoln Lodge is also a fun room. I've been there a couple times for some comedy shows. So you're just all over the place in this town. Has Chad the Bird done a show at the Chicago Rat Hole yet?
So I've been like, I think funny that people are really into this rat hole thing because it's just a hole in the concrete. I've been there a few times, but like there's like ordinances now because everybody went so crazy for it that you can't like do a show there. But there was a marriage there not too long ago, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, no, I haven't done one there, and I don't know if the neighbors would appreciate it.
Probably
I did have
not.
people like call me on the phone. It's so early.
It's
How
so
are
early.
you awake?
Oh, listen,
Anyway.
I've been up since 4:30 in the morning. I have manic energy.
I'm usually pretty jittery, but like I also go ham on Fridays, so I don't wake up until around noon. That's just me. What's up, coffee? Anyway, yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, wait. Yeah. So like, yeah, there was the rat hole. There was me. It was a Friday. No, somebody emailed me and was like, "Hey, I know you're doing a piece on the rat hole. Could you like tell people not to come over because we live here and people are just like gumming up the sidewalk and stuff." And for a hot minute, I was like, "Yeah, no problem, man. I got you." But then I thought about it and I was like, "You are living in a city. It is like the thing. That's just the sidewalk. I can't tell people not to go to the sidewalk." And then I was like, "Hey, hear me out. Why aren't you selling t-shirts? No one has TM'd the rat hole. You go on TeePublic, you make a rat hole t-shirt, and then like once a day you go outside, hawk some merch, you make money." And they were like, "Dude, I don't want to do that. I want to go to bed." And I was like, "You're not trying hard enough." Needless to say, they
You can sleep.
we're not talking right
You
now.
can sleep on piles of cash.
Yeah, sleep on money. That's the secret, kids.
That is the secret.
Yeah, I've never done a show with the rat hole. Someday, well, there is a place that is like, oh, it's not called the rat hole, but it's something like that. But I did do a show there, but I can't remember what it was called, so I guess it's moot at this point. But like, if they ever put up a tent, I'd be there, especially if it's nice out.
Like today.
Get on it, Chicago.
We'll have to file a report with the city.
Yeah, that usually goes well every time.
Every time.
What are your characters on the D&D front?
So I usually do. I'm a sorcerer main.
Nice.
I got a couple. I can actually play some games that aren't Dungeons and Dragons necessarily related. Last night we just finished up our game of Warengard, which is like Dragon Riders. I played an old lady named Vera.
Cool.
And I got back together with my divorced husband.
What, in the game or in life?
In the game, not in life.
Ah, that's cute.
The person that
nicer
plays
than
my
life.
husband is in the chat as Husha Kid.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
Nice to see you all back together. It was
Listen.
a real will they, won't they for a while.
It actually was. The rest of our team kind of parent trapped us.
Yes. I love when that happens because then you don't have a choice. You're like, well, I guess this is the narrative. I'm just going to have to go with it.
Yeah, sometimes you just kind of gotta steer into the skid a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. Because like when I've been playing, and I've only really been playing for a little while, it's become a thing where I'm like, oh, I guess because I go in like totally blind to the mission, and like I have my like my standard stuff that I know that I want to do, but I never know where it's gonna go. But it seems to me like some people like actually have like a thought out plan, like, okay, this session, I'm gonna like try to do this, and I feel like I need to do better at doing that.
Planning ahead?
Yeah. That
I
seems
don't
like a
know
thing we
her.
should be
She
doing.
doesn't go here. I live in the moment.
Yeah. I wish I was a rogue. I haven't done one yet. I'm loving the puns in the chat, by the way. I'm a big fan.
We
I'm loving all
have
this.
we have a chat of serial punsters.
Oh no.
We've got a question for you though in chat. Would you comment on a lack of bird ancestry in the current Daggerheart playtest? Have you heard of Daggerheart?
No, I haven't, but I don't doubt that there is a lack of bird ancestry in most D&D because we're just not as well represented as several other creatures. So like I could take this moment to just like put my heart out there and say, hey, put more bird characters in your work. We need more rep, you know? Like hawk people. I know there's a race of bird like falcon people, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, Aarakocra are kind of bird-like.
Yeah, that's
but there's
one,
also a couple of different there's also Kenku, which are more like ravens.
Ooh. I've never heard of the Kenku. I am not as well versed in the bestiary of this.
Truly. So yeah, Kenku are interesting because they only speak in mimicry.
Well, that sounds like right for me. Cool. It's just a bunch of improv comedians.
Pretty much. Yeah, so they take what they hear around them and then they form sentences out of that.
So the answer to the question is yes. More bird representation, please.
I like
that. But I feel like
that.
that's true for all things. More representation, just in general. There's not enough. Everything must be represented in some form.
I love that.
Especially
I
in D&D.
So how did you get your start playing D&D?
First time I ever played D&D was with my good friend Chris. He had literally, because I play a lot of tabletop games with my old producer Clark, because that's kind of his thing. He works for Panda Games, so like they manufacture like Wingspan, so like 2 and 2 equals 4. Here we are, my wing and all. So yeah, I played that game, which is like the most peaceful way to waste a day. And he's been like so Clark. Okay, this goes back a bit. Wind the clock. So Clark, he works for Panda Games. He's been like slowly gaslighting me into loving games, which was not a hard trip, to be honest. I didn't know because I was more of an online gamer and like a 90s CD-ROM game enthusiast. So like I've been crushing like Myst and like old like Lucasfilm games and things like that.
Myst is great.
It's the best.
I cut my teeth on
Riven.
Maniac Mansion if you're talking about Lucasfilm
there we
games.
go. Oh my, okay, so here's the deal. I'm trying to bring it back, but YouTube is kind of a punk about it. And I want to do more like streams where we're playing these old 90s games. But like we're trying to work out how to do it. When I do, you have to come on. Because we done the last one we did was Grim Fandango. We
That's
also did like Phantasmagoria, which is surprisingly like shockingly graphic. And we did some of the old like Rosetta Williams ones, like Roberta Williams ones, like King's Quest and that kind of stuff, just like to show the kids where it comes from.
Yeah.
And I think the oldest game we did was Loom, if you know about Loom. It's like one of Lucasfilm's first games.
I don't think I've ever played Loom.
It's like glorious VGA graphics. The music is really soothing. It's all 8-bit, lo-fi kind of goodness. But it's from like 91 or something like that. So it is vintage. We did that. And so like Clark knows that I love games and he's like, you should come over and play Wingspan, of course. And I was like, dude, what are you trying to say? Oh, I get it. And then I went over and I played it. And I was like, this game is great. And he's been slowly getting me more and more into games. And I didn't know he was doing it. And then suddenly he was like, hey, we're starting a Gloomhaven campaign. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And now it's 2 years later, and now I'm like hardcore. I'm like, yeah, I'm a Cragheart. I'm super into flanking when we go on a dungeon crawl. I've upgraded my character like 9 times in a day once, and that was pretty great because I'm really good at it. And now we're playing Frosthaven, which is a whole other thing because the town is gone. So you can't go back and like upgrade your characters. You have to go and get materials to help build the town. Spoiler alert for Frosthaven. I know it just came out. Anyway, yeah, and then like Return to Dark Tower and like all these like great games. And he was like, have you ever done D&D? And my friend Chris was like, you should come play D&D with me. And I did, and I went over to his place. We had a grand old time. But I kept sitting there like I'm so used to these like dice chucking card like because like Gloomhaven, I don't know if you guys know, is like it's like a little Magic the Gathering meets Dungeons and Dragons in a
Yeah.
way, right? Because like the interface is card based, and so like I'm used to being like, oh, I have like a set parameter, like we got to get from this end of the dungeon to the other. You have to knock out as many creatures as you can, or you have to like find a certain thing, and like it's laid out for you. I'm not so used to the open world thing, so I was sitting there and he's like, okay, here you are. You're at a cavern. What do you do? And I'm like, what can I do? And he was like, whatever you want. I was like, oh, I sit down because I'm overwhelmed. And that's kind of where we started.
You got choice paralysis on the first turn.
Yeah, like day one. He was like, so Chad, your initiative, let's go. And I'm like, I sing a song to soothe my anxiety. Because I was so confused. But now I'm getting into it. But yeah, I think about 10 sessions so far of like this game, and then a couple of sessions of the shows and that kind of stuff. So I'm getting, it makes sense. Like a lot of the lore I'm not really super familiar with, but like a lot of the mechanics and things like that, there's crossplay. It makes sense. So that's the history. I could go on, but why?
But why? So we do have a couple set questions that we get to every episode of this show, and I think I'm going to start with the big one. In the TTRPG space, there is a war between those who see dice as storytelling implements and nothing more. And there are those that see dice as the forbidden candy, meant for nom-nom-noms. So, Chad, which side of this war are you on? Of course, there are several other factions that have arisen during this war, subsets, as it were. There is the Crunch Responsibly, where it's like, we're about harm reduction. You might crunch dice, but like make sure they're washed, make sure that there's like safe alternatives.
Right. This may be controversial, but I snack dice. I like just bring them on. The crunchier, the better. Give me the crunch. Give me the squinch. And like I want like sparkly goodness. So yeah, I mean, look at this. I'm rocking a knife for a face. So
you actually look like that beak is made for cracking nuts naturally. So like this just seems like a no-brainer.
I'm saying I'm a dice muncher. You can quote me on that.
All
Hashtag
right.
dice crunch.
All right, Chad is part of Crunch Crew, everybody.
Yeah, get ready. You didn't know it was going to be a controversial show. Hot takes.
If my co-hosts were here, there would be some yelling happening at this moment in time. Bless
yeah, it's quiet. When I said that, I was like, I thought there was going to be more fervor, but we're short of hand.
Yeah, but as is tradition, we need to ask the follow-up question for that. Which is, if you could play with any 5 people that are alive right now, you get to pick the DM and you get to pick the game, what you playing and who you playing with.
Okay. First of all, before I continue, I want to note that Tim Panis Moth said Dice Cracker is a great name for a homebrew bird species, and is it okay with you if like you, Tim Panis, if I have that in my campaign? I would love to be like, I'm a dice cracker. I crack dice. Just putting that out there. I want to be permission. All right, so because it's a really good name.
It's a great name.
Dice cracker. Dice cracker. Dice cracker is with a Z. Okay. Anybody? Okay. How many people can I have? How many humans can I have on the thing?
5 humans. You don't count towards the 5.
Well, yeah. I mean, in general. Okay. So let's see. Number, oh man, this is awesome. First off, my GM is going to be Joe Manganiello, because I know that he is like a mad D&D guy, so he's going to know what he's doing. Plus I've seen his like the set that he plays in his like attic.
Yeah. It's glorious.
Straight up bonks. And like spends all of his time and money. And if I'm going to have Joe Manganiello there, then I want to have, okay, these are living people. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have that's okay. So what's a good spicy mix? I'm gonna have I can't think of her name right now. She's on Daredevil. She plays
Deborah Ann Woll?
Thank you, thank you. Because I know that she chucks the dice. and on that, so that's 2 experts
Mhm,
because I'm gonna
mhm.
need some handling. Because first of all, I'm small. I'm like 3 apples high, so I'm always nervous about being around new people. So I'm gonna need some strong folk to help me, and they're
Truly.
also D&D strong, so that's helpful. All right, so we got those 2. You know who I really want? I want Ernie Hudson in the room because I feel like he would just be game for anything. And then I want who do I know that like loves my buddy Adam Burke from Wait Wait Don't Tell Me. If you don't know that show, you should listen. It's very fun. Do you know Adam Burke?
I don't know Adam Burke.
Ah, he's the best. Yeah, he's on Wait Wait. He has a new album out called Weaponized Empathy. That's a plug. You're welcome, Adam. But yeah, he's just funny and he's also fun to play with. And then my buddy Chris, because like he is the first one to introduce me to D&D, and I want to be like, hey man, I got us a table with Adam Burke, Joe Manganiello. Oh, I can't. Who else? Is that 5? That's 4.
Deborah Ann
Let's see.
Wool.
Deborah Ann Wool, Ernie Hudson, Joe Manganiello, my buddy Chris. That's the most stonerific answer I think anyone's ever given. Oh yeah, my buddy Chris. It's like he's my ride. Yeah, that's okay. That's a pretty sweet table. I'd play that table. Yeah. And okay, so what are we playing? Cat.
Sorry, I have 2
cool.
of them.
Be cool.
It's okay. He can't get you through the screen.
Be
You're fine.
cool.
You're safe.
I have people that send me videos of their cats watching, and it's just like one of these days they're gonna get me. It's unnerving. Because they're like, look how much they like you. I'm like, because they want to eat me, man. Read a biology book. I am the tastiest of snacks.
It's true.
Okay, it's true. Look at these colors. You shouldn't be eating me. If nature has taught us anything, I'm way too poisonous. All right, Malibu colors doesn't mean Malibu flavors. All right, what game are we playing? Okay? I'm gonna do. Again, I'm still kind of a noob here. It's the edition we're playing now. It's is it 5th edition? That's the
5th
newest
edition.
Yeah, so 5th edition because it's been really easy. I did play a one shot of the 1st edition, and that was rough. That was hard.
It is. It's real crunchy.
Yeah, it was mostly just like math. I was like, guys, thought this was a game. Okay. Yeah, 5th edition was dope. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I don't know. So do I have to like get deep in the campaign or just like
No.
But now I want to.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
we can always if this is hypothetical. What kind of
that's
campaign
true.
do you think that this would be? Is this going to
well,
be
this-
like a high fantasy romp, or are we thinking like something grimdark and like
Yeah,
meat
grimdark.
grinder?
Yeah, definitely a grinder. Because I love a dungeon crawl, and I love like we're deep in it. I don't need a lot of like because like the character development stuff is stuff that's the thing that I'm still learning how to do. Because I'm so used to with these other tabletop games to just be like goal achieve, and then reap reward, move on to next goal, unlock more story, continue. Whereas in the games I've been playing, a lot of it's just like you guys are just on the path. Where do you want it? Where are you going? And talk to each other and get to know each other. And I was like, oh, so just like hanging out. Okay, well I can do that, but I don't know how to win that. So like, I love a crunchy dungeon crawl, and I also love horror movies. So grimdark across the board.
Hell yeah.
You can really feel the war game in it. Yeah, a little bit. I've never that's like hardcore too. Like I can't go like first off, Tim Panis, thank you. I couldn't do Warhammer or any of that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people can, but anyway. Did you ever play Warcraft?
Like World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
I played
WoW?
I played World of Warcraft for a little bit. I think I was level 43. I was a
Nice.
Jedi priest.
I was a orc, right? We had orcs in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were Horde as
Yeah, I was
Alliance.
Horde. That's what it was. I was Horde. Man, that was a while ago. Wow. I wonder if it's still there.
It actually is.
Wow,
And
man.
now they've just released they think they're just calling it vanilla WoW. So it's like and it's
that
free
sounds
to play.
delicious.
It's free to play. So it's just up to I think just before Wrath of the Lich King.
Oh yeah, that was the end of my WoW experience. There was something about the Lich King. Oh man, that was so long ago.
That was so long ago.
Why?
That took
Why?
about a good portion of my life. I was also more of a Final Fantasy 11 kid too.
Okay. All right. So right now, if we're doing games for a moment,
sure.
If I may derail your die.
Listen, there are no rails. Everyone. There are no rails.
Okay, good. So I'm crushing on Breath of the Wild right now.
Yeah.
I've never played it before, and that is the same face every human makes when I mention Breath of the Wild. They get this like really satisfied, wistful grin. They're like, Breath of the Wild.
I got so far in that, and then I lost my save in the divorce.
Oh, that's rough. I'm sorry.
I almost had all the Korok seeds too, man.
No, that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
That's a horror story.
I got a couple of them.
I can feel that.
That and Final Fantasy VII, I got real far in that game too, and again, it was another save I lost. I lost a couple saves in the divorce. That's.
I can feel the disappointment, and you're a trooper for getting through it. I don't know if I could recover from that.
I finally just picked up 7 again, because I feel that trauma has healed enough.
Yeah, well, 7 is the ultimate like mending game, like just to simmer in it. Did you a remaster or did you go like old school?
So I'm playing Rebirth because I broke my save clock on the original, just getting everything. All the summons, every mastered weapon, all the final limit breaks. We did it all.
I'm proud of you, and infinitely more. I see in the chat someone said, "Should dragons have feathers?" Yes, that's my answer.
I agree.
More feathers mean more business.
Dinosaurs should also have feathers.
Dinosaurs should also have feathers. They're making another Jurassic Park. I'm like, but are you going to do it right? Speaking of representation, are you really going to do it right?
I don't know. I got upset because they broke the one convention they had with what was the first of the new ones with Chris Pratt.
Jurassic World?
Yeah, the first Jurassic World movie, they broke the only convention that the Jurassic Park movies had. Is that a woman never gets killed on screen during any of the original Jurassic Park movies.
Oh yeah.
Because women inherit the earth.
They inherit the earth.
And they broke that one convention in like the most graphic way possible. And I was upset about that.
There's a lot about that. Colin Trevorrow has a lot to answer for the new Jurassic Park series. Although I did like the last one, even though a lot of people thought it was stupid. I was like, well, yeah, that's why I'm here. I went to go see Kong Godzilla because I knew it was going to be dumb.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to do dumb. By the way, the new Kong Godzilla is fantastic.
I've heard that it is. I've heard really good things about it. I really want to go see the new Ghostbusters.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I saw the last one, Afterlife. Really good. Like, really good, surprisingly. I was pleasantly surprised. And I was able to play my favorite game because I'm actually a Canadian expat. And I know
awesome.
I know the area that it was filmed in. So I got to point all the different places that I know
Nice.
in the filming locations, which is, fun fact, the same filming location for Ghostbusters Afterlife is the same filming location as Brokeback Mountain.
What?
Yeah.
What
Fun
a
fact.
progressive series.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. It's all filmed in Fort Macleod, Alberta.
I've been to Alberta. I've been to British Columbia.
Mhm.
I've been to Lake Louise.
Lake Louise is nice. It's beautiful.
It's very nice. I've been to Toronto many times. I want to do a show out in Toronto. I mean, it's a city, but I do like it. I'd like to do one in a dive bar. Like
There's some good
somewhere
dive
like
bars in Toronto.
Saskatchewan or something.
Oh, yeah.
That could get dark. Literally.
Sorry, I have a cat.
All right, everybody be cool. Don't spook us.
He's all good.
Alberta. Yeah, I was waiting for someone to catch that.
Alberta.
Love that.
Sometimes people just call it Berta.
Berta, I love it. Berta beef.
Berta beef.
The good stuff.
You watch
When did you
Letterkenny?
come to this? Oh, come on now.
Yeah, you watch Letterkenny.
Berta. Yeah, I got to see them live. I didn't get to go hang out with them, but like Roldy, I follow on the TikToks, and I got to go see them when they came through Chicago, and I thought that was hilarious because it was like, way to nail it, because they don't really do anything different. They just kind of go, oh, you want us to do the catchphrases? Okay. And I'm like, way to go, guys.
Listen,
make your money.
I like it. I like someone that's like good and sticking to a bit when it comes
Stick
down
to
to
it.
it.
Commit to the bit.
Always commit to the bit.
And that was like right when Shorzy was starting, which I'm really a big fan of Shorzy because like I
really
like a
good,
good
too.
hockey show, and I was like, I love Slapshot the film. It has not aged well.
It has
but
not.
It is a classic of the, like, if you really want to get dirty, Slapshot. Slapshot's a nasty ride. But
Goon is a good one too.
I love Goon.
We love Goon in this house.
Good call. Yeah, that was a sleeper. Nobody went after that one.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Goon is a movie with Sean William Scott. That's his name.
Yeah.
He was Stifler in the American Pie series.
He's surprisingly buff in that film.
Yeah, stupid buff, and also very nice in this movie. Very fun, and it's a surprisingly pleasant ride. Everybody's very kind in this one.
Yeah.
And the message is lovely. Watch Goon. It's pleasant.
10 out of 10.
Sunday afternoon ride. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Heard of. But yeah, now being a hockey bird, yeah, obviously I have a Canadian connection. I'm working on it. We'll get out there soon.
I take it that you're a Blackhawks fan?
Well, yeah, gotta be.
Yeah.
When I was, but I used to be a Bruins fan.
Really?
Back in the day. And now have switched over.
I'm a Canucks fan.
Well, I would assume not the Toronto Maple Leafs.
No, that was my grandma's favorite team.
Oh. Was that wistful? Was that a wistful grandma's favorite
Yeah.
team?
So she'd always say that she wanted the Toronto Maple Leafs to be the pallbearers at a funeral so they could let her down one last time.
Boom. Boom. That's beautiful. That's poetry.
Not a single one of them showed up.
Sounds like a typical game. But yeah, it sounds like a good match for us. But like, yeah, no, I lived in Boston for a little bit, and when I was there, I became a Bruins fan, and then I moved to Chicago, and I was like, yeah, nah. Blackhawks. I was here when they won, so like that was a big day.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. Anyway, welcome to Hockey D&D.
Listen, I'm here for hockey talk. I'm here for D&D talk. Listen, the show has no rails, and I prefer it that way. The next question that we've got, we're going to expand a little bit. You are the God Emperor. Usually this is of TTRPG, but we could do this of pop culture as well. And any 3 things that you want to have happen in 24 hours, you can snap your fingers and they happen.
Like right now?
I mean,
like
hypothetically.
I'm God Emperor of Dune. My kid's a worm. Spoiler alert. And I can do whatever I want. And I can just control everything. And in 24 hours, whatever I want can happen. Those are the parameters.
So it'd be, sure, pop culture adjacent or just anything you want to have happen in this world, I think we'll go with.
Oh, I'm not talking about Dune. I don't want to go to Dune. Dune sucks. Okay. All right. No, not the book, I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying the films too. Calm down. I had a good time. I'm a big David Lynch fan, so of course I've seen the original Dune. We'll get into that later, no doubt.
Truly.
So anything that can happen in this world, I am God Emperor. First things first, more crunchy snacks availability. Because I always find that when I want something crunchy, people, when you go to it, like when we're doing a shoot or when we're doing a show, people always bring donuts and like donut holes. And I'm like, guys, where's the crunchy snacks? Where's the salty snacks?
Bring some pretzels.
Where's my pretzels? Yeah. And not just pretzels. You could do chips. You could do wavy lays. You could do, there's so many munchies. Do you even know how to snack, bro? Like, especially the cheese ones. It's ridiculous. And then there's like Gardettos. You remember those? With the like rye chips in there? The ultimate crunch.
Oh, I love rye chips.
Oh, and just rye chips. No, all right. First thing I'm doing is God Emperor of your universe. All rye chips. Oops, all rye chips. For like a day.
Crunchy,
Nothing but
salty, sweet. The 3 essential food groups.
3 essential food groups. All restaurants just serving rye chips for 24 hours. And then, okay, we're going to need something to wash that down with. I'm going to go with, let's see, what's something sweet? I'm going to bring back Ecto Cooler.
Good choice, good choice.
Because, like, come on. Of all of the sugary drinks, we're not having tangerine. We don't do tangerine here. Come on. And it's green. It's just fun to drink green. and it's delicious and it tastes like sweet green. So, oh, fun story, because you're a Chicago person, and you should come with me sometime down to Logan Arcade, my favorite place. Have you ever been?
I have not been to Logan Arcade. I'm gonna have to go sometime.
You gotta go with me. It's gonna be so much fun. All right, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, I'm almost done with my God Emperor talk. I know. Wait, I'm God Emperor. I don't have to apologize. Hey, sit down. We're talking about Logan. All right. So, on Fullerton and Western, there's a bar. It's called Logan Arcade. Most arcade bars, like Emporium or Headquarters or any of that kind of stuff, are like bars with an arcade theme.
Yeah.
Right? Like a fancier, more irritating Dave and Buster's. This Logan is a arcade that has a bar in it. So
Important
it is arcade
distinction.
first. And all classic tables, super pinball heavy, and everything there is vintage. The collector who owns the place, Jim Zespi, Zespi to his pals, he's a toy collector.
Okay.
And so everything you see there is part of his collection. The vibe in that place is like a 90s Halloween prom. So like everything there is like low lit. They did the right thing. They got rid of the windows. It's all dark in there. It's an old warehouse. And it's like all day glow and black lights and old Halloween masks on the wall and stuff. And everything there is vintage. And they get new stuff. So every new pin table that comes out, they get to play test it. So you are in like the hub. And I've been working with him actually to try to get their side business, Fry Like an Eagle, which is a vegan fry kitchen, which is delish. And I appreciate that, being next door, being like, hey, thanks for not cooking my rels. Because like I want to be able to crunch a snack too and not have to worry if this might be someone I'm related to. So an all vegan fry kitchen is pretty dope to have. And it's all really good stuff. They do corn dogs and chicken sandwiches with like mushrooms and like wheat based. It's all really good.
Oh, that sounds
Anyway,
so good.
it is so good. But at the bar, they have it's from Eagle Eye Brewing, I think is what the name of the place is, in Indiana. They make a Ecto Cooler flavored seltzer.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It is,
Okay,
and
I
it's
need to go there.
dangerous. It's dangerous. All right, we have you and me.
I'm
We're gonna go.
making a note.
Yeah, we'll talk because like I do streams out of there on Thursdays. We're doing a pinball stream on the 18th of April. It's a pinball fight club. And so maybe if you're not doing anything, come and be on and hang out with us live.
Oh, hell
'Cause
yeah.
it is, I'm not kidding, the greatest thing you'll ever do. Anyway. Yeah, all right, so what was I saying? As God, as your God.
As God Emperor.
So far we got Crunchy
Chad the
Snacks,
Bird.
Ecto Coolers back. It sounds good, God Emperor, Chad the Meat. Let's see. All right, I want to be able to control the weather like a thermostat. Like if it's too cold, I want to be like crankety, crankety, crankety. If it's too hot, I want to be like, let's bring it down to a Christmas level. So like if I want it to snow, I want to be able to push a button and there it is. I don't want to just control it with my mind because I feel like I'll like fall asleep and then I'll wake up and it'll be like a hurricane or something. Especially if I eat cheese before I go to sleep. So like instead, maybe like just buttons. So I can be like, snow, thunderstorm, just like if I'm in the mood.
So you actually get to
God.
control Chicago weather?
Yeah, finally. I think that's probably why I'm so apt to do that. Because we live in Chicago, for those of you who don't know, where the weather doesn't care if you live or die.
If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. It'll get
And then
worse.
it's gonna get worse. That's what I was gonna say. Yes. People do that joke all the time. They're like, oh, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes like in Seattle. And I'm like, yeah, but in Chicago, that just means it's gonna get inside. Is what that means.
That means the storm sirens are going to start.
Yeah, exactly.
When I moved here, one of the storm sirens started like 3 days into me moving here, and I'm from like the prairies. We get tornadoes, but we don't have storm sirens that sound like the world is ending.
Oh yeah, we're no joke out here.
Yeah, you don't fuck around with that shit.
Nope, no, not at all. In fact, if it's like they test them, and so it like you'll wake up in the morning and you'll be like, a beautiful day. What's today have in store? And then you just hear like, and you're like, oh God, it's over. Today's the day. Yeah, it's apocalyptic. It's kind of fun. It's also terrifying. But we get tornadoes every now and then out here. But with the lake, Oh, they're like, oh yeah, it's the lake effect. And what they mean by that is that the lake makes things worse. It dreeks here, like the Scottish dreek, the like rain that's kind of. Do you know about that stuff? Because I had a friend of mine from Glasgow. He's like, yeah, this is like dreek, and I was like, go on, that sounds delicious. And he's like, no. So what dreek is what we call it's what the weather pattern in like Scotland is, because the rain there is like misty, irritating, sideways, like sky gravy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's heavy, but it's misty. It's like walking into a fog machine. And it's like, yeah, because you get like residue on you. That we had that a couple of days ago. And he's like, oh, it's like Scotland.
Yeah.
So, if you're from Scotland, you'll love it here. Especially in April. Those are my gods. I don't know. I don't want to control. I like not knowing what's going to happen. I'm a big fan of chaos. I'm a chaotic good character most of the time in my games because I like to not know what's happening. I like to not really have an agenda. So like being a god, it'll just be like, I don't know, whatever I'm in the mood for. Hey, today.
You're about the vibes. I get it.
Yeah. I feel like if I wake up in the morning, I'm like, today, I think no work. Everything, all right, we're going to do total darkness. All lights are now black lights. And it's 24 hours of straight up EDM rave. So you're welcome. But that's not going to be all the time. Or because like maybe I'll wake up and I'm in a Mannheim Steamroller mood. And I'm like, hey guys, Christmas in July.
We've got a question from chat though. They want to know, Gray They wants to know, are you a migratory bird?
Oh, who's got that kind of money? And being a migratory species in America, come on. It's rough. I'm just saying. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, if I have to move, I will.
But you prefer not to?
I perch and I'm happy because at least, like, if I know where I can get a burrito at 2 a.m., if I know where I can get a drink, in the afternoon, then I think I'm set. So, like, Chicago is kind of where I want to hang. But I do tour, if that's what you're asking. And I will be in Blue Island, Illinois, at the in the middle of May. I'm going to be all over the place. I'll be in Schaumburg. I'll be in Orlando. So I do go, but like not because I want to, because my producer tells me to. So it's less migratory and more it's more like Stockholm syndrome. Like I've been kidnapped and I just keep getting moved from town to town. But if I were to
Are you
choose,
okay, Chad?
am I okay?
Blink if you're okay. Are you safe?
I'm safe. Yes, I am. That's so great. What a blissful world the touring life is. Please do more. I tour. It's not by choice. It's by necessity.
True.
Which I guess is true for migratory species.
I mean, you got to be about that grind sometimes.
Yeah, I guess so. So full circle, yes, but not because I want to.
But because you have to.
I like experiencing seasons. It's nice. Most of the other bird brethren don't know the true joy of almost dying in February to enjoy May. But that's just Chicago, babies.
They're also wondering if you're worried about bird flu.
I mean, yeah, I would think any species would be worried about the flu.
I'm worried about bird flu.
I was gonna say, aren't you? I would be. I mean, I feel like it's going to affect me more. So like, I feel like I'm the one that should be nervous. I feel like y'all can get through it. Bird flu just straight up knocks us out. So yeah, not a fan. Not worried about it. Because like, I don't like to like I previously stated, go anywhere unless I have to. So I'm pretty secluded. But like, nah. I think you're all right. I'm worried about it.
Hey, listen, I'm just as worried as you are.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Me neither.
That's what you mean. I'm worried about it. You've got doctors. You got to be rich to afford them, but you got them.
True. Vet bills are also expensive, though, as someone with pets. Like, silly expensive.
We're fancy. Oh, I worry that AI might eventually replace birds.
Good question.
Well, here, I'm going to blow your mind a little bit. Birds, we kind of understand AI a little bit more than humans do. Because our brains a little more intense. So AI just means more math. And we're just like, yeah, cool. Okay. I'm more worried they're going to replace you. So take that to bed with you tonight. Tick tock, humans. Just waiting the clock out.
What do you say to the people that say that birds aren't real, that they've been replaced by spy cameras and that they work for the birds?
Okay, first of all, I'm not allowed to comment on a variety of questions about that, but in the not joking world, I actually know those guys and they're really funny. I think they're funny. That all started as a. Did you know about this? That all started as a joke, and it just kind of spiraled out of control. And now these guys are just like, okay, I guess, sure, if you believe that. So yeah, the birds are not real guys out of Sacramento are really funny, but no, I don't think birds are robots, which I know is ironic. But hear me out. So we just did a bit about this. I know that this was like there could have been a very witty and clever answer, but like you got me in a good mood. So here's the deal. I did a piece about this with the birds are not real people, because one of the big things that the birds are not real people that are not the guys that created that, because they were just joking, tend to glom onto is that you never see a baby pigeon. And they're like, why don't you ever see baby pigeons? Must be because there aren't any, because birds are robots. And I'm like, no, you don't see baby pigeons because they're gross. Like, have you ever seen a baby pigeon? There's a reason why you don't take pictures. There's a reason why pigeons don't let their kids out in public, because they're gross. And they look like little boogers with eyeballs. And also, if this opens up a lovely little can of delicious worms, pigeons, the only reason like pigeons are pigeons, right, and like do the thing that they do and are everywhere in the cities is because of you humans.
Yeah.
Like you did this.
All
and
pigeons
then
are
forgot
feral.
about them. Yeah, exactly. And because pigeons naturally like hanging out in the cliffs, buildings make really good cliffs. So if you want to see a baby pigeon, scale a building, but you're not going to do that. So like it's like the people that are like, oh, the pyramids, that no one could have built those. It must have been aliens. It's like, oh, pigeons, we've never seen them. They must be robots. I'm like, no, you just don't go out enough. You also don't scale buildings enough. You know what? Rock climb and tell me that they're robots. So yeah, that's my answer.
I love
The
that.
tastiest bird you can legally eat. Yeah, they used to be considered delicacies. That's true. Thank you for bringing that up. I'll be sleeping on that nightmare tonight.
If I was a bird, I'd never let my humans see my children at all. Wouldn't trust it. Won't end well.
Won't end well. It's true. Especially like at any brunch place. Like, you know how horrifying it is to walk in and be like, all right, what do we got going on here? Babies? What the? And then they're like, they even get weirder where they're just like, yeah, we'll put babies on top of grown adults that we've deep fried. And I'm like, there is no end to your shame. Impressive. Vegan kitchen, fry like an eagle. It is delicious. But I get it. Like, I get it. I sleep next to a radiator. When that stuff kicks on, I wake up, I smell delicious. Like, I understand. Just, like, tone it down. It's good for your colon.
Just, you know,
Anyway.
sometimes you need meat alternatives.
Yeah, you don't have to do it all the time. I don't care about cows. They don't have a show.
If they did.
If they did,
What do you
deal
think a
with it.
cow show would be?
Cow show?
Yeah.
First off, great name for a show.
Cow show.
Cow show. Cow show. Cow show. Oh, let's do that. Oh, we're going to do that. We're going to do cow show. I'm in. Yep. Milk in this bit. Good night, everybody.
Cow shows are emotional, so moving.
Yeah. No bull. Because it's cow show.
My brain hasn't quite kicked into gear. I would normally have more puns than this, but
No,
unfortunately,
you don't. Please,
I'm
please.
short.
Just,
I'm short
you're
on
doing
puns
fine.
today.
You're doing great. I got you. I'm here. You
I'm-
don't have a co-host. You're flying solo.
That's all.
I know what that's like.
Aw, you do,
Um,
don't you? So we've got one more question before we hit our break because we're just about an hour here. The next question, usually it's a two-part question, but you don't actually GM. You're mostly a player in the
Yeah,
games
normally
that
I'm
you're
a
in.
player. Yeah.
So what is your signature move as a player?
My signature move as a player depends on the character that I'm playing. Because with like my bard half elf, Rad Lux Lavish, which is his name. My signature move is charming. I like to charm. We actually got into a fight with a. We're playing like It's I don't know what kind of I don't know enough about lore. I don't know what storyline we're following. It's very like Lovecrafty and there's vampires and stuff.
Curse of Strahd?
Yeah, that's the one. We're up against Strahd right now. We're stuck in some town that we woke up in because we fell asleep and then we woke up and we're in a dark town and it's ruled by Strahd and there's a lot of vampire women running around that are part of his minions and we've run into yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's where we are. And we were just in the middle of a fight in a townhouse where like one of the vampire women came through a portal and we were fighting them and I was pinned. So Rad's kind of famous within our D&D group for always getting like smacked down before everyone in every fight. So like Rad will go over like see like a cool skeleton on the wall or something and like investigate it and it'll come alive and it'll hit him and then they'll end up rolling like a 20 and I'll be out for the entire fight. That's like a typical Rad thing that'll happen. Like and it happens every time. So like there was this one time we were like, oh sweet, there's a treasure chest over there. I'm gonna go mess around with it, and it was a mimic, and then I got bit, and then I was out for the entire. It happens every single fight. So we were in the middle of that. She didn't knock me out. I was awake enough that I could cast a charm spell, and I distracted her so they could get after it. So like I was I'm big on like charm, and I love Mage Hand. Those are my signature moves. I am such a fan of Mage Hand. All in on Mage Hand. And Mage Hand and Thunderclap. Big fan of those.
Those are good spells. Solid spells.
Those are my babies. Those are my secret weapons.
You've also got a Minotaur. What's the Minotaur signature move?
So Ramrod. Oh, Ramrod's OP for sure. Like when we messed around with that one shot with for Thirst for Adventure, he's just a monster. And like I didn't know because I was messing around. I created him with the GM because I'd never done that like a character like that before. And he's like a barbarian Minotaur wrestler. He's just basically one giant thumb. Like he could just crush you. And he also has these beast moves where like if he gets ragey, he like grows teeth or like wings or like it's all this nonsense where he just like he's a beast that beasts out. He hulks. So like whenever Ramrod was in any fight, it would just be like, and I was rolling really hot during that show. So no matter what was going on, I'd be like, 19. I've got a plus 10 strength. And it was like, oh yeah, sorry, that's 29. And he's like, oh yeah, you burst that goblin into a million pieces. I'm like, Ramrod. So like Ramrod's signature move is that he's just super strong, indestructible, and like overly confident. And like, but like all of his moves are just like grindhouse massively gross. Like instead of just being in a fight, it just crushes you by accident because it just rolls really well. And the whole audience, every time he would do that, would just yell Ramrod. So that's the signature move, which tracks storyline wise because he's an ex-wrestler.
So WrestleMania's this weekend.
Yep.
Any predictions on the matches as they go forward?
You know, I haven't been following
storylines.
No, I haven't really been. But I always welcome it. I'd love to go. So I don't even know who's in. I don't even know what's going on right now.
The Rock is back.
What? Well, that's awesome.
Well,
I don't know how that's possible.
So The Rock is back. He's part of a faction with Roman Reigns, and because of the bloodline, they're all cousins. And they're facing off against Cody Rhodes, who you might also remember from AEW or also previously as Stardust. And the sort of storyline going into it is Cody needs to finish his story by finally getting the championship belt. Roman doesn't want to give up the title. Rock comes in and there's a 2-night event. So night 1 is going to be a tag team match with Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and Who's the third person? Who's the third person?
Chat, you on this?
Someone else has to remind me of the rest of the storyline. But if they win the tag team match tonight, then tomorrow night going into the main event, it's just going to be there's going to be no interference. It's just going to be Cody and Roman.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I don't have any predictions because I don't know enough.
Yeah, I've got feelings about The Rock coming back because it almost feels like Rocky's given up the game, and we kind of know that it's a character at this point. Like, you know how it is.
He's too busy.
Yeah, he does so much. He's also his gimmick now is he's the final boss because he kind of partway owns the company.
Oh, that's interesting.
Ever since Vince got ousted.
Oh yeah, I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
Lots of memes. So many memes.
So many memes. But yeah, that's the sort of storyline going in.
Well, I'm excited.
I'm thinking Roman's gonna keep
I'll definitely watch now.
I don't know. We'll find out. I'm gonna end up missing it because I'm not gonna be in tonight. But yeah, he does feel like he's getting shoehorned in the storyline. Thank you, Sphinx. Thank you for for validating my feelings on this one.
There it is.
But I think we are gonna hit our break here because we've been at this for an hour. So yeah, we will see you all very soon. In the meantime, check out the Morning Ritual Patreon. We've got some behind the scenes extras there, and we will see you all in about 10 minutes.
10.
Bye. Welcome, mortals, to Morning Ritual.
Welcome to Upon These Crystals is
playing Beyond the Twilight Road.
And welcome to Forest and Flame on the Critical Misses channel.
Welcome to another episode of Kingsguard.
A 6-part miniseries titled The Growing of the Dim.
I would like to cast Witch Bolt on her.
Yeah, can I make 6 attacks against her?
It's a thing.
I do believe some people wanted to do some goblin blood shots.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we did want to do that.
It looks like your plan is half-baked.
Yeah!
In between one of the quacks, I'll just get like really loud and just say, "Run."
That was not a smooth transition, but hey, we're live. That's the mood today. That is the mood today.
Oh! Sometimes you need a girl. I got my click clack bag. God damn it, Noir.
Thank you all for having me, and I'm glad I was on before Bria because there's no way to follow her, so it's good.
Garlic smells and tastes like ass. Well, you show me an ass that tastes like garlic, and I'm gonna find myself a new partner.
No.
Summer of Abria.
You could make someone cry over like Romeo and Juliet, or I could make them cry with a story about a werewolf giving a blowjob. And if I could do that, that's a trick to pull off.
Today, your PSA is that when you watch streamers, content creators, YouTubers, influencers, you do not actually know them. You may know their name, you may know facts about them, you do not know them. This is your PSA to not be overfamiliar. Thank you and have a good day.
And that's kind of why, I'm trying to be as unapologetic as possible, is because I'm trying to be the person that I needed back when I was growing up.
A new IP comes out that's perfect for you, right? But in order for this to exist, we have to get rid of another IP. And whichever IP you replace it with, that's how big it gets.
Star Wars. Bye.
I'll tell you one motherfucking thing. If you're In Australia, go fuck yourself. Australia. Yeah, that's right. I'm picking a fight with the entire goddamn continent of Australia.
So,
go fuck yourself,
tune
mate.
in for October 24th, our show where we have Wasabate, who is in fact Australian, and has promised us one authentic good day.
You know what? If your name is Liam O'Brien, go fuck yourself too. It's hands for you on site, Caleb.
Damn.
So what do you want to do about it? Do you want to play this game with me? Or do you want to forfeit? I don't really think you can keep up with me, but I'd love to see you try. Darling.
Hey, Brooke Anita! My co-host has been murdered.
You just gotta lie a lot and have one solid apology at the end, and that is the secret to Young Justice working every time.
I feel like that is a Thieves Guild's mantra. Lie longer, lie better. Papa John's.
Anita quite literally said, Noir knows him. And I was like, co-signed. All right, welcome aboard. I was like, that is enough for me. Noir knows and likes this person.
Well, we can always make a Respect Women Juice flask, so you can have it wherever you go.
I'm already working on putting it on a mug.
Excellent. Next, you need shot glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Just take a quick
Glassware.
shot of Respect Women Juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Where am I?
We're going into the that guy segment. Did you just black out for a little bit?
I was so busy fighting that everything just went red for a second.
You cannot do what I do, like at all. But I can't do what you do. And no one can tell your story. No one can sing your song but you.
I always realized critical misses. It's just it's a film focused channel, and the critical, okay, haha. And then I was like, wait a second. When you roll a 1, that's a critical miss. It
just get the pun?
Yes,
Just get the pun.
I just got the pun.
And we are back. Oh, shoot, wrong button. This button is the one that I need. Wrong one. And one second. And now we're back. Huzzah! I forgot to click the one where I don't have a co-host. We're all good. But yeah, welcome back to the second half, which we lovingly entitled The Dark Roast, where we ask kind of more of the same questions, honestly. But we put a fancy name on it because it sounds evocative.
I am a fan of being evocative.
We love evocative titles. We got a couple set questions, and I know you got your time is very precious. You've got a lot of setup to do for
we're doing
for your show tonight.
For those of you who don't know, we do a show at the Green Mill. If you follow me on the TikToks and whatever, that's usually where I'm at. Every Saturday at 3 o'clock, goes from 3 to 5. It's free show if you want to come by, but it gets very crowded in there. And I usually have 24 hours to write a piece. This week, I'm writing about time zones on the moon, which means I have to do a lot of math. So I got to bolt pretty soon, just because I have to be accurate. and I had to learn about time zones, time calculations, sidereal time in 24 hours. So I'm a little spent. But anyway, I'm very excited to bring this to you.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to check it out once it goes up, because it's probably going to go up on the Tubes of You eventually.
Muse me. I'm putting my link tree in the chat while we're talking.
Yeah, hell yeah. So this one is our we're going to go for our Petty Primetime. Let's start off with Petty Primetime today.
I love
So
being petty.
Petty Primetime is your chance to subtweet in real life. So anything that you want to subtweet, you can do so live on air. Usually we model the behavior we want to see from our guests. So I'll go first. The best way to introduce yourself to a community is not by trolling them.
Wait, so what do I have to do here? Do I have to give an opinion, or are they doing it?
So I'm just I'm doing my subtweet, which is if you want to introduce yourself to a community and ingratiate yourself to the community, the best way to do that is not by trolling them off rip, and making yourself the villain. That's not your best foot forward.
I don't understand trolls. I don't understand where that comes from. I don't understand how you have the time for that.
I don't get it either. And there's some people that just aren't good at trolling either, when it comes down to it.
They're the worst. Like, I get a lot of like comments in my TikToks and the tubes and what have you, and most of them are just like, first off, horribly misspelled, which means they're rage tweeting, and then like it doesn't make any sense, because I'm just like, I don't get, like, obviously they're pooping. Like, that's what everybody does, right? They're just like, you're pooping and you're in a bad mood and you typed on this side. That's what you did. You typed on this thread. So I know that's what you're doing. So like, I don't understand why you think you're people that they're gonna be like, got him, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I should probably quit because this rage tweet while you're indisposed really got me. Like, it doesn't, and it's also the least you can do. Like, if you really care that much, come hang out.
Yeah.
And also, since we're talking about it, when it's all the anger and the vitriol towards people that they just don't understand, like in this country specifically, I'm like, have you ever been to the place that you're dogging on? Have you ever been in the situation that you're dunking on? Have you ever been a doctor? Have you ever been at an abortion clinic? Have you ever been at X, Y, and Z? Things that you see in tweets that people shit on. I'm like, come on, man.
Chicago's such a violent city. Have you ever been to Chicago?
You've never been to Chicago. But okay, so for that one,
that's fair.
I'm like, no. For that one, I'm like, no, let's keep telling them it's horrible here. So they never come here.
It keeps them out, it's true.
Yeah, let's keep them in Indiana. So like, whenever I talk to people that are like from Tennessee or from like Alabama, and they're like, oh, I don't know how you survive out there in Chicago. I'm like, I don't either, man. Every day, constantly ducking and weaving. It's just like, it's a hustle, man. Don't come here. Don't ever come here. It's so bad.
Listen,
I don't even know why I live here.
There's a certain rite of passage that happens after you take like your third or fourth shot of
Malort, yeah.
Where you hear a gunshot and you're just like, and then you take another shot of Malort.
It is true though. But it's also, that's city life. I've been to New York City a few times. I've been to Columbus. It's like, it's just, you're gonna hear it. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But like, for
it's
the
either
trolls
that or
and
fireworks here on the north side.
That's usually like the question, like around July, is it gunshots or fireworks? And it's like, oh man, it could be either, because we live in a city. These are not exclusive to Chicago. Mm-hmm. You know what is exclusive to Chicago, if I may subreddit?
Go for it.
Pinball.
Pinball.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but pinball was born and raised and created in Chicago.
Really?
It is from the beginning. From the 30s when Gottlieb and Williams and Bally's, the original three, are all from Chicago.
Oh, I did not know that.
Not necessarily invented, because that comes from a game called Bagatelle, which is an old game that goes way, way back. That you basically, it's like Plinko. You have a plunger, you shoot the ball up, it falls down. You kind of just have to like nudge the machine a little bit, and then that's how you play the original Bagatelle. But in Chicago, Gottlieb invented the flipper, and so everything that you know as pinball comes from Chicago. In fact, all the biggest manufacturers have been in Chicago since the 30s. In fact, The only reason that pinball was illegal in the United States, which it was until 1976, is because of its association with Al Capone. Because at the time, this game that was coming out of Chicago, where Al Capone was in charge, must be gambling. So it was federally illegal until 76, when Roger Sharp, who's still alive and lives here in Illinois, played a game in front of the Supreme Court. Is the shot heard around the world? He made one shot and convinced them that you can call a shot in the game, so it's not gambling, and they lift the federal the ban on pinball in America in the 70s. And so it's like only in the last decade there's like a little part of the law that was never like ratified, and like you couldn't have a pinball table within 15 yards or something like that of an alcoholic beverage. And it was not until the 90s that they got rid of that, which is why you see so many arcade bars now, because it used to be illegal to do that. And all of it is from Chicago.
Jester in chat is saying 1974.
1974. Thank you. Yes, 1974. If you want to watch a movie about it, it's called The Man Who Saved the Game. Pretty cool. Yeah, Roger Sharp, he lives out here. I got to meet him at the Chicago Pinball Expo. But like all the dealers are here. They all live here. They're all from here. There's like one or two of them that are not in Chicago. I think Spooky isn't. And but like all the rest of them are. And again, Logan Arcade, if you ever come by, that's where a lot of the designers hang out. This is why I'm versed in this conversation. And like,
aficionado.
I'm working on it. Pinballin' and Shot Callin'. What I think is interesting though is that like we've got so many museums in so many different cities and states that like Philadelphia's got a statue of Rocky. Detroit has a statue of RoboCop. None of those actually happened in your world. Pinball's real. We have no representation in Chicago. And I want to know why. Is it difficult to play pinball with wings? Yes. Anyway.
Incredibly.
That's it.
All right. So what is your subtweet? Do you have a subtweet for us?
So okay, when you say subtweet, help me out. Do you mean
So
like
it's
yeah, you tell me.
Posting about someone without actually mentioning their name, or posting about something without actually mentioning any names. That's a subtweet.
Okay.
In the Twitter verbiage. I know that you're actually not on the bird side.
Yeah,
despite being a
I'm
bird.
definitely not, right? Especially, I did have at one point, I am on Threads though. But yes, no, I'm not on Twitter because I thought it was too obvious. Okay. So, also because Elon Musk bought it and I was like, nah, I'm all right.
Yeah, you're fine.
I don't need to hang out. I don't need to hang out in the basement.
Smoldering ruins of
Yeah,
that
it's
site.
disgusting. It's like a smoldering ruins filled with like post-ISU frat boys that are just bored. And you're kind of like, nah, we're good. Thanks, though. It's like that dive bar you walk in and it's a lot of backward hat and polo shirts and everybody smells like Axe. And you're like,
Yeah.
I think I will go take my business elsewhere. So I would say my subtweet would be just because they say it's masculine doesn't mean that it is.
I like that.
Just because they say that's what makes you a good guy or a strong guy doesn't mean that it is.
I like that.
I'm talking about Joe Rogan. I'm dogging on Joe Rogan. That's what I can't hold it in. I
No, you're
can't
good.
subtweet.
Do it.
I gotta say it.
Just
yeah, no,
full
screw
chest.
that. I got a lot. So I get a lot of Brogans coming from me in my comments these days, and a lot of them are just like, oh, what a beta, oh, what a cuck, so sub, and I'm like, cool. That's where we're at. That's what we're doing right now. Neat. And how's that going for you, by the way? Like when I watched Caitlin Clark smoke the competition at the finals the game not long ago. Did you see that video of like all the boys in the stands being like chewing her out, and then she like scored 42 points and they all shut down? It was amazing. It's amazing.
Hell
Caitlin
yeah.
Clark, man.
Awesome. Yeah, let's
Yeah, that's my pitiful subtweet because I can't even. I
fuck
can't
toxic
even hold back.
masculinity. Thank you for
Yeah,
that. Chad.
in the face constantly.
Okay. We've
Until
got
it becomes your sub, and then you're like, you can tell it what to do.
exactly.
Getting spicy. Getting spicy.
We got spicy. Listen,
Got a
it's a
little
dark roast
spicy.
for a reason.
Yeah.
Notes
of spice.
Notes of spice. The next segment we've got is the tabletop confessional. If you've got a bad habit that you portray at the table that you want to stop, you let us know what that is, and then we give you a penance.
Bad habit. And I forget. Okay, bad habit. Good question. I don't necessarily. It's not necessarily analysis paralysis. Like that's a lot of the guys that I play with have that problem. I usually just kind of forget what I was doing, and so maybe it's like attention paid elsewhere. Like I will get on my phone or something and like get a little lost in what we're doing, and then they'll be like, Chad, we just talked about this. Like that, you can't do that. Your character can't do that. And I'm like, wait, what? Oh, so yeah, maybe that's my problem. Is I tend to be a little foggy on the table.
Okay. I think your penance for this is that next time you have sort of a plan in motion, you confirm that it's something your character can do, and then write it down before you check your phone.
That's a good idea. Or I could use my phone to do the notes.
Yeah.
And type it in.
Type
so
it out
it's
your
like
phone.
my brain thinks that I already checked my YouTube, but I was just putting in rules. Done.
There you go.
Clark, I hope you're watching because you're gonna be so happy. Like when we're in the middle of Gloomhaven, because we're playing Frosthaven now. Sorry, we're in the middle of. I have to know what game I'm playing too. And you're like, the Deathwalker can't do that. I'm like, I think that he can. Also, hang on, I'm Instagramming. I'll write it down now.
Hell yeah.
Mea culpa.
Okay. Last ones.
Also, I play a Deathwalker in Frosthaven in case you're curious.
Nice. I
game
actually
is
haven't
great.
had the chance to play Frosthaven. I've got some
Have you
friends
played
that
Gloomhaven?
I haven't played Gloomhaven either. I've heard really good things about them.
Okay.
The boxes are chunky though, and it's a little
Yeah,
intimidating.
they are massive bricks. So fun fact, when they made Frosthaven and made it available, it was so in demand and the boxes were so much chunk that they had to deliver it by boat from China when they were bringing it over. Because it is a Chinese manufactured game, just in case you're curious. Because Panda Games is their headquarters are in China. They're great, by the way, a good organization.
I've heard really good things about their games
Well vetted.
and the company.
They're great. Oh, Vermspan is out.
Yeah.
If you loved Wingspan, they have a new one. It's called Vermspan, and it's dragons that you can attract to your nest. It's very cool. We got to play test that. Okay. So Gloomhaven. Wait a minute. I want to tell you because you're gonna love this game.
Tell me about Gloomhaven.
All right. So Gloomhaven is like Magic the Gathering meets D&D. So like it's all card based, no dice, and you use modifying deck to do it. And it's mostly dungeon crawling with a little bit of story involved. And the story is kind of fun. It's mostly choose your own adventure stuff, but it's all deck based. So like it's like having a DM in the box. So you don't have to worry about your DM being a jerk. It's already there. It's already done. The box is done. And like it's just dungeon crawl, and the story is really fun, and the characters are really like out there. But the like game mechanics are really cool. Like any kind of battles, like the way they balance out is actually kind of shocking. Like it'll start off and it seems like the boss that you're fighting is just super OP and like you're getting smoked, but then you find a way around it, and then you end up taking it home at the end, and you're like, wow, every single time I feel like I'm gonna die, and then it's this really well balanced game. And then Frosthaven is the next one. It's not the expansion. It's the next game that they made, and it's even bigger, even more intense, and they even mess with like the story and the board and all this. Like they add all these new elements that are just really fun. But they have these little mini adventures if you want to get into the Gloomhaven experience. The first one's called Jaws of the Lion. That's the one I would recommend you get because that's like a starter set. So basically, it's like because it's not really like because you expand, there's like character upgrades, all that kind of stuff. But like Jaws of the Lion is like a way to learn how to play Gloomhaven by playing a small mission in Gloomhaven. And it's small, it's easy to pocket, it's easy to use. They even just made a new side game called Buttons and something. I forget what it's called. Something and Buttons and Balls or something like that. They basically your character is shrunk and you have to do a bunch of missions like in the miniverse. And the game itself is really tiny and can fit in your pocket.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. We got to mess around with that one. Like all the cards, it's the size of a playing card. All the cards on the back of the cards are the actual layout of the dungeon crawl, and your characters are really tiny, and you can put them on the back of the cards.
Oh, that's
so I recommend both of those. Like definitely get Jaws of the Lion first, so you get used to how the mechanics of Gloomhaven work, and then get whatever that one's called, Buttons and something. I forget. It's really good. All right, that's it. You're welcome, Gloomhaven. There's your plug.
Next up is our TTRPG bucket list. If you want, is there anything you want to have happen in game that you haven't had happen? Like, for example, romancing another player character, or romancing an NPC, or jumping off a dragon and trying to figure it out on the way down.
We've had very little dragons in mind because, like I said, we're playing a Strahd mission. We're messing around with vampires and stuff, and they're nasty. And a lot of like dead zombie kids that come out of the ground and stuff. And I'm like, you know what I'm really sick of? Ghost kids. Like, no more. We've done it. I've experienced enough ghost children to last me a while, because they're creepy.
They're kind of saturated the media a little.
Yeah, oversaturated. Yeah, I feel like we need more dragons in my and I hope my DM is watching. We need more GM is watching. More dragons. I was told there would be dragons. It's been mostly hauntings and old houses and vampires.
You're playing Strahd too, so there's also a lack of dungeons as well.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of dungeons. It's mostly basements, which is not as fun. I would love more. Yeah, I'd love more battles like that, because like a lot of this has been story based, which is fine and it's very cool. It's very creepy. I'm a big horror fan, so like I'm having a great time like riding out all these references.
Jester said buttons and bugs.
Buttons and bugs. Thank
you, Jester. You've been clutch today.
Yeah, Jesterina is a friend. They've been watching from the TikToks. They are in recovery right now.
Oh,
and we are super proud of you, and you're super dope, and I can't wait to see you when you get out. But yes, Buttons and Bugs, that's the name of the game. It's really fun. Anyway.
So more dragons.
More dragons, less vampires, less zombies. We've done it. It's played out. And I never thought I would say this, being someone who loves going to like haunted houses and stuff, but less haunted houses. I need like a standard stone-based dungeon crawl where there's treasure and there's like monsters and we're out. And I know I picked characters that aren't necessarily brawlers, although I haven't gotten a chance to put Ramrod in the mix yet for that show. That's been for Thirst for Adventure. So maybe that's just me. But I haven't really had a chance to swing any swords. Like, again, I thought this was going to be me out there swinging swords, shooting fireballs, a magic missile, what have you. And I got my Thunderclap, and I'm happy about it because it's a bad weapon, and I love it. And I love my mage hand. I get to be super clever with that. But like, I need to swing a sword. I want to swing some steel. So I haven't gotten to do that yet. But that's just the Bloodborne in me. That's just the like the classic Gauntlet in me. That's the Diablo 3 in me. I just want to swing some
That's
steel.
the Elder Scrolls in you?
Elder Scrolls in me, yeah. Do you ever play Bloodborne? Did you ever go down that road?
I tried. Yeah. I'm not a big From Software kind of pal. That's
the thing, they don't like you either. Like
that's the thing. Like I play video games to have fun.
Yeah, no, that's not what we're doing here.
I feel like I'm playing a video game to get punished, and I don't have that specific kink.
Yeah, exactly. Not yet. I definitely don't. Oh, maybe I do. My roommate always knows when I've been playing Bloodborne, because like we'll be talking and they'll look at me and they're like, "Have you started playing Bloodborne again?" I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "Because you're very jittery and very tired." I'm like, "It just won't let me win. It just don't give me an inch. Come on, man." Yeah. Every year around February, I crack out Bloodborne again just to see if I can get after it. I can't. It's sadistic. I love it.
Awesome. We've got the big one now. If you've been in the tabletop space or at a D&D table for long enough, chances are you've had the misfortune of dealing with that guy. Now that guy is a black hole of fun. Someone, if they were yeeted into the sun, your experience at the table would improve 100-fold. Chad the Bird, have you had a that guy experience?
Thankfully, not very often. Because the guys that I play with, the friends that I play with, my palsies, are buds of mine. So that we are already in the mix. And I know, I'm sorry, I wish I had a better answer than that. But like, I haven't really had that experience yet because I've only really played with friends. I haven't just been in a room yet. But I do know people that... Okay, wait, no, I'll amend that. Yeah, kinda. There's one of our players can get too, like, it becomes business, right? Like, instead of it just being like, hey, we're just messing around. We're going off on tangents. They're like, hey guys, we have business to handle, and they'll say stuff like, I don't want to be unprofessional, but, and we're like, unprofessional? Like nobody's getting paid to play this game, man. So yeah, I actually have. Yeah, I guess that is true. They're not necessarily a black hole of fun because they're goofy and I love them, but they do take it seriously.
Like,
And I
maybe
don't
too
understand
seriously.
that. Yeah, too serious. Like I understand getting into the world, of course, and I understand like losing yourself in the magic and the fantasy. Okay, but then like every now and then going like, hey, who needs a soda? Like, can I get up? Can I do this? And they're just like, hey, we're in the middle of something. And I'm like, oh, are we? Oh, are we in the middle of something? Shall I stop my life for this? I don't think so, man. I'm here to play a game.
Sounds like
It
you've
is
got
called a game.
Sounds like you got a table manager at your hand.
Yeah,
on your
definitely have
hands.
a manager. I definitely have a floor man. Definitely feels like somebody who's in upper management or is just trying to get into upper management.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't work for you. We're in the party together. It's a game. It's okay to just call it a game. Unless it's Bloodborne.
Unless
in
it's
which case
Bloodborne.
It's not a game.
Then it's punishment.
Punishment. You said up. So yes, I guess somewhere along the way there's always that, right? Somebody
always
always
that guy.
like leans into it too hard. And if it's not, it's you. You're that guy. So don't be that guy.
Hell yeah. All right. The last thing that we usually do, one of the last things that we usually do is TTRPG commandments, which is if you've got a rule that you want to just bestow upon tables, from here on out, we will etch it into stone for you.
Okay.
What is your commandment?
Better snacks. Not just donuts, not just muffins, not just sodas, not just carrot sticks. Get serious with your snacks. Pizzas, dips, make a chili. Take the time to make the delicious goods because like that's the only other thing that's missing. You can't just have a table full of chips, cheese balls, splurge, treat yourself. Get the high grade snacks. Get the pretzel twists that are dipped in glorious dips and flavors. Get the dusted, the Frito twists that have that delicious sweet chonky those sweet chonky dustings on them that taste like a variety of spices.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
Like those Dots pretzels.
Oh, the Dots pretzels.
Yeah.
Cursed they are. Oh,
with deliciousness.
With deliciousness, they are a dark wizardry. Those things for sure.
Truly.
Yeah. No. Work on your snack game, humans.
Up your snack game. That's
not really nailing it.
That is a good commandment.
Wedding
Thou shalt
style
up your snack
snacks.
game.
If I come in there and there are skewers and dipped Oreos, now we're talking. Treat it like a wedding. Treat it like a buffet, a brunch, a bank. You don't even have to have a main course. Tapas. There's a word for it. You can do tiny bites. Get some mott sticks in there. I don't think I've had mott sticks at a game yet. Why? They're available for delivery. They're also not hard to make. I'm just saying, up your snack game.
Get on it.
Get on it.
All right. And with that, I think we are about at time. Is there anybody you'd like to plug in our community spotlight and also do your own plugs as well?
Well, first up in the community spotlight, obviously I want to point out Jess Serena D, transplant receiver. Good for you. Way to go. Keep on recovering. Yeah. You're going to come see the show soon. Well done. Definitely want to hit out a shout out A Wallaron for saying pinball rules. Yes, it does. And for me, you pinned my link tree in there. So click on that. So all the things that I am. There's merch there too. We have beanies and shirts and stickers now, which is really great. My producer is awesome. And yeah, follow me on all the things. We got all kinds of stuff coming up. And I do believe you are going to join me at some point.
Yeah.
At the pinball stream. The next one's April 18th, live from Logan Arcade. And follow me on the talks, follow me on the grams, follow me on the tubes. And I guess if your dad wants to follow me on Facebook, he can.
Hell yeah. Well, that has been our episode of Morning Ritual. I've been your host, Anita. You can find me everywhere at Panita or at Critical Misses. I'm a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer, and unfortunately cat mom about space. Don't panic, Chad. So you can find me also on Start Playing Games. I am GMing Kids on Bikes campaign that's got 1 slot left in it, and I've also GMing a Star Trek Adventures Lower Decks game, which is a whole lot of fun. We've still got a whole bunch of seats open for that, so sign up. Also, I'm on Magpie Games under the Curated Play program, so if you want to play other games like Avatar Legends or Urban Shadows, hit me up. I'm a professional GM when I have time for, I don't have time for a lot of other things, but I do that. That's it. That's all. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us today. We're actually gonna, there is some good friends are currently raising money right now for Child's Play over at Saucefire. So we're gonna raid over to them.
Raid!
Let me just...
Also, Saucefire, great name.
Yeah. They are currently fighting against a time horse. And they have an all-day stream happening for Mercy Road right now.
Whoa.
So we're going to head over there. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. Until next time, the ritual has concluded. Bye, everybody.
See ya!